Hey, what's going on, everybody? You are on the Not Just NYC Talking podcast, and we are going to chop the shit out of Cobra Kai right now.
The city of New York, Boricua from the Bronx.
My man right here, Will Collazo, just finished the shit.
Yes.
Me and Justin were talking about it before we started recording. It's not as fresh in our head, but Will's got it fresh in his head. I'll tell you this. Fuck it, we're just jumping right into it, man. You know what? Introduce yourselves real quick. Let's do that real quick, and then then we'll go to this shit, okay?
Who wants to go first?
You go first.
Justin Vazquez, big fan of the original Karate Kid series. Have my own podcast with my partner Malik. We talk about pop culture, anything, cartoons, movies, music, whatever's relevant at the moment. Cashmere Thoughts, Polyester Pockets. You can check us on Spotify, Google Music, Apple Music, anywhere where you get podcasts.
What's up? And you put me onto comics, bro.
Yes.
You put me onto comics.
I got
this guy right here
it.
put me onto comics. Not into it, got me into it, period. I never read comics, yo. I never read comics, and this man right here put me on, and it's you know,
downhill, right?
I'm addicted.
I was addicted to the Walking Dead comic a couple of years ago, but it was just so expensive to keep buying them. But it was amazing, bro. And then the show came out, so I was getting ahead. So,
bro, I got them all.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just say that I got them all.
That's a whole different discussion that we get into.
Yeah, that's a whole different one.
We shouldn't even go down there because I can talk about that all day too. I'm Will Collazo, film director. My movie just got picked up by a nice studio. I'm excited. I'm about to sign the contract. I just got the contract. Can't Murder Baby. Let's go. Big things that happen.
Nice.
I guess retired bum ass MMA fight.
That's how we met too, man. We met through the fight circuit.
I mean, I'm not done yet. Maybe we'll see what happens next upcoming.
I think none of us are done, bro. We're just taking a break.
We're like Johnny Lawrence. We got that last
30 years.
That last 30 years. The old man division. Yeah, man. I know Angel. We go back. Angel was actually in one of my movies. That's how I hit him up. I was a big fan of him. He didn't know. But I saw his MMA fight, and then I seen that he had all this YouTube. He was like an innovator. 1 minute MMA fight. Angel was like an innovator on YouTube, making videos that people didn't even do yet. It just didn't catch on.
It still hasn't caught on, bro.
Because he was ahead of his time, but now people are doing the shit. I was like, yo, this guy's awesome. Let me hit him up. He has talent. And then he was like doing a hip hop thing. I was like, yo, I'm doing a movie. I'm gonna hit Angel up, and he actually showed up to the movie in some crazy basement in the East Village.
Oh man, I actually was a little nervous when I got there. I thought I was gonna
tie him up.
Yo, that shit was mad suspect, man.
But
it was literally a basement, like the kind of shit you're afraid to go into, man.
Yeah.
Like when we're going in there, I was kind of like, yo, this motherfucker setting me up, man. Like, what?
But the weird thing is, like, I just hit him up and like, yo, I want you to star in a movie, and he probably thought it was like some Ron Jeremy shit. But nah, man, it worked out perfect. We had a great time. He did great, and we've been friends ever since, man.
Yeah, it was a blast. It was a blast, man. You tell them about your shows, man. You got a couple of them, man.
Oh my God, man! I got the shows right now. I got into like the game streamer, so it's on pause right now. But my YouTube is Nemesis Beast. It's popping right now, bro. Finally, after all these years, my YouTube is blowing up. I'm getting all these subs. Thank you. They're mostly little kids because I do like these scary video countdowns, like all these characters. And if I finally found a that works.
Kids are the ones that'll blow your shit up, bro.
Well, they don't give a shit about me. They don't want to know nothing about me. Like, they don't give a shit. They just care about the scary monsters and the characters and everything. So,
those are the ones who you know. I got like 10,000 subs on my channel because I had put y'all remember this thing called lip sync something, some guys.
Oh yeah, that Waka Waka thing you showed me. You had a million views on it.
So there was a Walking Dead video, and I uploaded it to my channel. I didn't think nothing of it, you know. It got like 2 million views, and my subscribers went from like 2 to like 10,000 because of that video, but it wasn't mine. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take this shit down. And once I took it down, my subscribers started going down and down and down and down.
Well, Angel, why you got sunglasses? You remind me of Mark Anthony when he signed cocaine. He's trying to hide the
I'll put these on because we're doing like 80s movies.
They gotta
Right?
look cool.
We're talking about in 80s movies, and what better than, I wear my sunglasses at night. But this shit
Yeah,
is fucking with my vision, though. It is making me feel kind of weird.
the future is
So
bright. I gotta wear.
I think that prop has outlived its usefulness.
All right, so you guys know how I feel. So what's up, Angel? Tell me, what do you think of the show? I feel like you have bad things to say about it because I saw some comments.
Nothing bad.
What are you talking about? You were like, they blew it, this and that. What's going on?
No, there's nothing bad to say. It's just, all right, first of all, right, let's establish this baseline thing, right? I'll give you an example. Johnny Lawrence shows up to Danny LaRusso's house. He sees his son there, right? Why the fuck you gonna flip out? Your kid is living with a crazy woman. She ain't paying the fucking bills. She ain't taking care of him. So my man, which happens to be your nemesis, right, is taking him into his home, helping him out, giving him a home, helping him get an education. Why are you going to get mad?
But you answered your own question. It's his nemesis.
There you go. Exactly.
His nemesis is his son is looking up to his nemesis. That hurts.
Went to my worst enemy to
Yes,
go to a place to live.
Of all
You
people.
could have came to me. You could have came to my house. You went to him?
You went to Ralph Macchio's house.
Yo, but you ain't never been there for me. You ain't never been around. Now, as a father, as a man, you should be able to say, you know what? This is good for my son.
Yeah.
This guy, he's got his shit together. He's got a home. He's taking care of him. It hurts my ego. Yes, my ego is hurt. My pride is hurt. But as a father, as an adult, as a man, I would think my son's in a good place. Let me work with him and we can do this together rather than fucking pushing him into the gold medal of the Medal of Honor or whatever he pushed him into and getting into a fight. That seems to be the common thread in this. As a matter of fact, let me flip it. Now Ralph Macchio shows up and he has his daughter in his house because she was drunk and they were afraid to bring her home.
That was crazy. That was a crazy thing, bro. It's like,
I love that scene.
That he was like sleeping with his daughter. There was so many things.
But his son was there too. So all it takes is a conversation, and you can fucking my man's looking out for my daughter. Thank you so much.
But if your daughter was at a grown man's house, bro, you would kick the door too, and you don't know.
But to me, it's about maturity, man. It's about emotional intelligence. Simply knowing, you know what. He's there with with this kid. I know he ain't fucking her. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Lawrence is not gonna fuck her. Well, you know what I'm saying?
There's some sick bastards out there, but Johnny's not gonna do that, bro.
I'm just saying the entirety of that situation. If you just take a moment just to look. I mean, you guys disagree with me, like because of nemesis. You think the nemesis thing is that strong?
But the thing is, he did find my iPhone. My bad, Justin. He did find my iPhone, and it's at Johnny's house. You would be flipping out. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Justin. Go ahead, brother.
No. I was gonna say, just to your point, Angel. Earlier, if you remember, they went to dinner, and they talked about it. And then remember, he was like, how would they enrolled Robbie back in school. Now, to your credit, like you said, as a man, you want to see somebody looking out for your son. Johnny kind of conceded, was like, all right, good, y'all got him back in school, fine. And if you remember that whole thing that took place, they squashed the beef kind of. It was like they started to squash it at the restaurant.
That's what I'm saying. Wait. Didn't the restaurant come after all that though?
No, that was before. Because remember, while the parents were at dinner, the kids were at the party. So it's like,
so you're talking about that. You're not talking about Johnny showing up and finding Robbie. You're addressing the daughter.
I'm talking about the daughter part. But you got to look at it. We squashed the beef. We're on the way to mending things. Now, you're probably looking at it as, if my daughter shows up to your house and you're a parent, the thing to do is to call me. Like, So it was just like, it's like, I don't know where my kid is, all of that. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, he kind of flipped out. I feel that. Love that scene. I just love that scene because they kind of interjected the scenes from the original movie.
When they fought,
I was like, that was amazing.
Crazy.
I would love that.
Whoever made this show, I know you guys probably know better than me, really did their homework and really studied the movie.
Brilliant. I saw Will Smith's name in there.
That's what I heard.
I
don't know if
so
that's
too.
True.
I don't know. I saw it in the credits too, and I was like, is that the same one?
Yeah.
But
I'm pretty sure.
Ralph Macchio, both of those guys, they're executive producers, so maybe they had some say that, because I love how they interject the scenes in
You
there.
guys
For,
don't hear me
Cancer.
chewing, do you? By the way,
Nah, you good, bro. You good.
y'all
No,
hear me
you're
chewing?
good.
Cause all
You're
right,
fine.
cause you got that post workout pizza coming in right now.
No problem.
Wow. Okay, so what about the first scene? You guys disagree with me on that? The when
Yeah,
he flipped out for seeing his son. You don't think that shit is immature on both their parts?
My man, you gotta,
absolutely.
yeah. It's just so tough. You got to think about it. They hated each other. Johnny was like a loser, bro. He made so many mistakes in his life, and now he wants to be in his son's life. And now you see freaking LaRusso, and it's just like bad timing on everything, and they just keep clashing, bro. I don't know, man. I can see why Johnny would flip out too, though, man. You know, that shit hurts. That cuts deep. You know, your worst enemy
Like,
is being a
well,
father.
And I think it was more, even he projected it at Daniel, but you really could tell he was mad at himself. Like,
Yes, that's the whole thing.
yeah, he's mad at himself for not being there for his son. And of course, obviously, I don't think he thinks like Daniel's a bad guy, but it's just like he's, I guess if you look at it when the series starts, Johnny's in the worst spot ever. The car gets hit. And now you got to go to this dude you ain't seen in 30 years, and he's gonna give you a loaner, and it's like, come on, man.
Did you guys notice that in the beginning it was kind of like Johnny was like the good guy and Daniel was the asshole in the beginning? They kind of were like making it like that and stuff from different
Yeah,
perspectives.
and then it's slowly,
And it came, slowly.
well, they made Daniel kind of smug though, right
Yeah.
from the beginning.
And then it
Well,
changed.
if you want to
Then it
get technical, I kicked him in the face.
Yeah.
I was like,
an illegal kick, by the way.
But they showed it. But it was crazy. They showed
was
it.
that an illegal kick though?
Nah, you can't
That
you
kick?
can't
Yeah,
hit-
that's what they said. It was an illegal move.
And point fighting,
But they gave it to him though, right?
They gave it to him because it's a movie. But in point fighting and karate, you can only punch in the body. You can't punch in the face.
Yeah.
Body strikes.
So he won with an illegal move. So I'm sure that's stuck in Johnny's.
Yeah, it's a meme. It's a meme that Johnny Lawrence is the real winner because Daniel is the illegal move. But yeah, but I think maybe it was like a rewrite or something like that because LaRusso was not very likable in those first couple episodes. Then there was like the shift, and then you see he's a good guy still and stuff. So
I mean, because he did try. I thought it was kind of cold that you can't beat him, so you tried to drive up his rent to put him out of business. I was like, that's a little.
that was foulness.
I was like, that's going a little bit too far.
That was dirty. That was dirty.
And then also with Creed coming, not Creed, Creed's coming back.
Yeah,
and
John Creed.
He takes over.
That whole fucking thing is stupid, man.
How do you take someone's business legally?
What the fuck? A handshake deal. Okay, motherfucker. So you get into place, but what about all the mirrors?
Yes.
What about all the equipment, the geese? I would have, that ending. I've had trouble sleeping for 2 nights because of that, bro.
Because it brought.
I thought he was a changed man, bro. I thought he was a changed man, bro.
Nah. I didn't believe him for 1 minute. Even my son was like, "Yo, look at his face. Look at his face." When he walked back, when he stepped out of the dojo,
shadows.
when he said, "I'm not coming back,"
Yeah.
and then Lawrence came out behind him and said, "Come back." You could see his face. I was like, that guy is not changed.
Yeah, but at the end, he also said it's for your own good, though. So maybe he is changed.
Nah, his own good is fucking him stealing his shit and wanting them to be assholes. That's his own good.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell are you gonna come into my place of business? So maybe you could take the land, but you can't take what's on the land. What about contracts with all those kids who joined the school and all that?
So wait a second. This is a real.
How does that happen?
You're a Zumba teacher, so this could realistically happen to you. The person that trained you, let's say you had a rough ass Zumba teacher that was a real asshole, and he was like he was real rough. He would like throw leg kicks at them when they did the dances wrong and shit. And he came back and he did that to you. What would you do, Angel? If you went on vacation, he came back and he took over your Zumba studio, what would you do, bro?
I can't say what I do because it could incriminate me in the future.
Pulling up this proof as evidence.
It could happen, bro.
This could, and also you're also law enforcement. I don't know what you can you listen, Angel, I gotta report this, bro. Let's just say
listen, I'm a fed. We don't care about that shit, bro.
Let's just say that it wouldn't go over well. First of all, it would never happen.
So
because I would have never brought him in.
You guys will have a dance battle to settle.
Let's see who got the better moves. Come on. I would have never
stuff like that happens in real life, bro.
For sure.
Yeah, I see.
Absolutely.
I would have never let him back in. I would have never let him back in.
I probably would have, bro, because he was with the trophy and stuff, bro. That was like very sincere, man.
I mean, I could appreciate that, but nah, you ain't coming in, bro. You know, and especially after, and once he starts showing his true colors, at least at that point, you got to say, well, he kicked him out, right? How the hell you get back in? You know, and how the hell do you take to school? And why did Johnny Lawrence? Well, he was in a really fucked up place, so I gotta admit that at the end. By the end and stuff, he was really messed up
Bro,
because
but
he was mentally, you
this
know, with
show,
everything.
this show has so many plot twists and so many roller coasters.
Yes,
It's
it does.
crazy. You don't know who to root for. That
What?
one, actually, Justin, you asked me that in the very beginning. He said, "Who do you root for?"
Yeah, everybody.
I don't know. I don't know who to root for.
It changes so much.
There's so much character arcs and so many like stuff, so many different beats that they hit the actors. They all did a great job. I mean, the only thing is, okay, some of the high school scenes was like very Power Ranger-ish, like with the fights and everything. But I liked it though because they have to cater to this new generation. If you look at Netflix, all the like popular kid movies that come out are very similar to that. So they like blended in the '80s and what we like with this new millennial generation, the young teenagers. So it's like the perfect storm, man. It was just one of the best shows I've seen in a long time.
Well,
Yeah.
I could say I will never root for that kid Dimitri. Is that his name?
Dimitri,
he's an asshole.
the nerd guy.
Yeah,
The
never. I will never. When Daniel was trying to teach him, he was complaining. He brought a note. He brought a note from his mother that excuses him from. I was like, this isn't school.
I know.
They haven't made that guy likable just yet, man. At all. You know?
Hawk,
I mean,
you like Hawk, but he's an asshole, man. Hawk, I hate Hawk.
well, it's funny
Hawk?
because it
Yeah,
shows.
Hawk is-
I mean, he went from bullied. It just shows you how that's a fine line. He went from being bullied because of his cleft lip, and now
hurt people hurt.
There you go. There you go.
Hurt
And
people
then-
hurt.
You know, he lost his girlfriend to another girl. It's like he's just having a bad week.
They touched on everything in that show. And it's weird seeing like the young kids like making out and stuff. Like in our day, the 80s, you know, they were like our age playing teenagers. Now they're really teenagers. So it's like weird.
Yeah.
You know? It's just it's like a weird situation, you know.
But I'm a little hurt because they said two things that I guess season 3 isn't coming until 2021. I'm like, I can't wait. Come on, don't do that. That hurts. And then the actress that plays Aisha, she already said that.
I was gonna ask you. Yeah, I was gonna say if you heard about that.
Yeah, she's not. She's cut from season 3. They said with everything going on, they couldn't find a place for her.
Yeah.
So
that's the girl with glasses, right?
Which is weird because
I could see she was the other girl kind of took a place. The bad girl. I don't know her name.
Tori.
Tori. Yeah. I was gonna say the white girl that's messed up.
You know what, man? That's what I was saying. This bullshit. They got her out because she black. Fucking racist.
But she's older.
Cancel that shit.
Tori's like
cancel that shit and it's over. Forget it. Fucking racist. You know, I like her, man. I like her character. I wanted to see her keep developing. Yeah. I wanted to see her. Come on, man. I ain't nobody, right? I could tell you they could have taken that shit and shifted her over to Miyagi-Do because she's having a conflict, seeing her friend get cut by that crazy girl, and then realize, hey, this isn't me, man. And boom, move her over to Miyagi-Do. There's a spot for her. You're going to tell me you got a place for bitch-ass Dimitri, whining about everything?
And all the extras and shit.
Fuck out of here, man. You know?
Well, that's what they said. I don't know.
Something went down, man.
Yeah.
Something went down. I don't know what happened there, but that's how it is. Maybe she wanted more money. Who the fuck knows, man? Like, you know, I mean, to me, she was important in the series. She was like a major part of the crew. So I heard about that. My son told me about that too, and I was like, word?
Wow.
Yeah, they're kind of disappointed with that.
One thing that I loved in that last episode, you know, a big thing in 80s movies was the high school fight. There's so many movies like there's a big fight in high school.
That was amazing.
They gave you the biggest high school fight of all time, like a full martial arts sequence, bro. I was so impressed with it. And then we don't know if Miguel's gonna die or not. That shit was crazy, bro.
That's
the
what
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about because they talked about that in season 1. Remember that Allie, she is a pediatric surgeon.
Oh,
and
wow.
Remember, season 2 ends on her with her answering Johnny's friend request. So I was like, she's definitely got to come in. That's probably going to bring up issues for both men because they both got to pass with her.
Wow.
And I was like, oh man, I can't. That's why I'm so.
Oh my God, they're gonna keep digging the hole, bro.
They kept bringing her up the whole time. This
Exactly.
show, when they bring somebody up, they bring him in. That's why I said with the girl with the crease guys, like he's not done. He keeps bringing him up. He's coming back. Look, he came back.
Now, you guys remember Karate Kid 3?
That's with Hilary Swank, right?
No, that was the next generation, I thought. Now, but anyway, that's fine.
Right,
too.
there was a Karate Kid 3 with Ralph Macchio. There was only 2.
There was a 3. They referenced that when he.
Wait, what was 3? There was 1, and then there was 2 when he went to Tokyo. Oh, 3 is when he was Cobra Kai.
Yeah,
The
when he joined. Yeah.
See, I mixed up 2 and 3. Okay.
Yo, I don't think I've seen that shit.
No, it was dope.
Because he was talking about being Cobra Kai. I was like,
Jean-Claude Van Damme was the bad guy, bro.
When they when they referenced that, I was wondering, the guy who played the villain in part 3, he's dying to be on the show, he said.
Really?
And
badass.
And speaking of how they reference people, they keep
what's his name? Because they kept showing it.
Man, I can't remember his name.
Because they kept saying short hair, right? Short hair guy.
Yeah.
Kind of black hair, like
he was the bad boy of karate. I remember that was
his name.
Mike Barnes.
Karate Kid 3. I mixed up 2 and
what's his name? I think it was Mike Barnes. He was the villain. So
that's it.
They've referenced Miguel's father a couple of times.
Terry Silver was his name.
Oh.
Yeah, Terry Silver was the actual owner of Cobra Kai. He bought it for John Kreese.
And he was an even bigger psychopath than John Kreese.
Yeah.
He acted real nice at first, and then he turned crazy, bro. And
so I'm wondering if they will bring that, if they will show like Miguel's father was the villain from.
Dude, you got a good memory, bro, because I totally forgot. I blended 3 and 2 together. I was like, wait, he went to Japan, and the guy trained him in Japan, and then he really didn't.
Well, they already show. I don't know if you guys saw the spoiler trailer for part 3. They already said the villain from part 2. I forgot the guy's name, but he will be in season 3 of Cobra Kai because
which villain? Wait a minute, you're talking about the movie part 2?
Yeah, from part 2.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So they're gonna find some secret about Mr. Miyagi, which forces Daniel to go back to Okinawa, and he's gonna meet that guy again. So
Mr. Miyagi had mad secrets, bro.
I was like, maybe it's a secret kid, maybe it's I don't know where they headed with it, but I was like, I like how they're blending in all movies. Now, I would love it if season 4, if they got a season 4, you got to bring Hilary Swank in. I would like to see that. I would love to see.
Hold up, you guys got to get me up to date on this because I'm not. What the hell does she have to do with this?
She was the next Karate Kid.
She was the next one.
That's what it's called. The next.
Wait, did Mr. Miyagi train her? Jackie Chan.
No, that was Mr. Miyagi.
He wasn't. You gotta have it. His next.
Oh, I haven't seen that shit.
Oh my god, it's been years.
So she was the last one trained by Mr. Miyagi. The next Karate Kid, that's with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan.
That don't count. That's not canon. That's not canon.
That was a reboot, right? That's a reboot, right?
We're talking about everything that goes with the original series. So yeah.
Right.
What an amazing series, bro! I gotta go back and watch this.
It is.
I wanted to watch him before, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, but in part 3, Angel, I'm remembering Daniel became bad like Cobra Kai. He was beating people's asses at party. He broke a dude's nose. He was just falling out.
Oh, I never saw that then. Or maybe I saw it and I don't remember. It's very possible that I just can't remember.
He was making him boards and his knees and fists were bleeding. Am I right? Is that true?
Yeah. Yep. Because that's when they were training him to show no mercy.
Yeah.
He was what Johnny was.
Yes.
So
Johnny wasn't in the other ones?
Nah, Johnny wasn't in the other ones.
He had that quick part at the beginning of part 2, and that was it.
Dude, I remember that when I was a kid. I still remember being so shook by that when his knuckles were bloody, bro. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah,
it was so shocking.
A big deal.
And Mr. Miyagi just fucked him up, bro. That shit was crazy.
Damn, I can't remember none of that stuff, man.
And then he went, honk, he honked his nose, bro. Instead of killing, he was going to finish him. He had like this death punch thing. I don't know. It was like this. And then he knocked his nose and he let him pass out. And then
that was him showing mercy.
You never see Kreese again, bro. And then now he's back.
Well, you saw him in part 3 because remember, and I thought
he was.
Because remember, they faked his death in part, and that's why Daniel said, "Oh, you dead again?" Because he was like, remember, in part 3 they faked his death before.
What? Oh my god, I gotta go back and watch it.
I just remember having part 3 on a VHS, so I remember like all the times I watched that. That was the adult, like that was when you knew he became a man for that movie. So,
bro, you know what, man? It was such a legendary, beautiful character, and it's great to see it again in the world and have this new generation see it because Dude, as a childhood, that scene when he does the crane and kicks him, bro, I still get goosebumps. So that feeling
Yeah.
as a kid seeing that, bro, was like nothing I've ever seen before. And now
Mm.
everybody gets to relive it. And like the first season, like stayed true to that. And I thought this one was gonna I thought it was gonna be Johnny and Daniel doing a tournament, like at the tournament, fighting in the end. But they
Didn't
totally
even get to that.
They didn't even get to that. They went to like a totally
They
extreme
went straight to death, bro.
drama.
Like,
Yeah,
kicking kids off of stairs.
bro, what the hell?
Oh,
The girl
and
had
that
a
was the
freaking
first.
spike.
Yeah, and that was the first day of school. I was like, good lord.
Yo, that was
I
a
love-
rumble. You know,
I love the teacher. The teacher saw them fighting. He was like, nah, they don't pay me enough.
Yeah.
He was like, the hell with this. I'm out of here.
It's just that they say, all right, let's step it up. Let's get crazy. It's a TV show. And it makes it so interesting, bro. I'm hooked.
Yeah.
Well,
I
they
can't wait to
went.
see.
They OD'd, man. They
They
OD'd on
OT'd,
that.
bro.
They
really-
OD'd on that last scene. I mean, what the hell came over Robbie, man? Like, you know what I mean? At that last
Insecurity.
scene,
Why did he do that, man? That was so
Like,
Well,
funny.
he told her. He told the girl. What's her? I forgot Daniel's daughter. He told her. He
Sammy.
was like, "Yo." He was like, "I was insecure." He was like, when.
but he said, "I'm sorry," and he was gonna
Oh,
let
yeah.
him go.
Miguel
And then
said,
he
"I'm
elbowed
sorry."
him and he
And then he
elbowed him in the
elbowed him
head
and
and
kicked
kicked him. Like, what the fuck?
It didn't even make sense. It didn't even make sense why he tried to
I
kill
was
him.
like, dude,
You
like,
kissed my
I don't thi-
girl.
I don't think he
He's
meant to
mad.
kick him down the stairs, but
Nah, he
you
didn't.
know, like, I mean, not even the scare. That
Yeah,
shit was
but
just a
obviously-
balcony, bro. Like, that's you think they're gonna make it that he will become like disabled from that or die? His injury was above the neck. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, he
that's
landed on his neck.
crazy,
No,
man.
but
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Allie will, since they already said that she was a pediatric surgeon, so I
Hmm.
feel like she's gonna be the specialist that gets flown in to help him recover, and of course Sam will be at his side. And I see, I notice every few episodes the allegiance switches, which I enjoy.
And it's really sad because Miguel started off as such, like, you see so many kids like this, man. Even in jiu-jitsu training with like the younger kids, sometimes you see so many kids. Miguel actually reminds me of a young kid that looked up to me, where they don't have the confidence and they're like dorky and stuff. And then Johnny gave him confidence and he was like a new kid, but he was such an innocent, sweet kid. And to see that happen, so it was really sad. It made me tear up, man. It really got me, man. It was really
yeah, well,
done so well.
he changed. Well, he was going through this metamorphosis the whole
Yeah.
time. He
Yeah.
was like, he became towards the end of season 1, he was like a jerk, you know, like you know, and then they kind of like he starts seeing the light, and he's even questioning Kreese. You
Yeah.
know, he's like, this isn't what Sensei wants us to do. So he was questioning him, but they never gave him a chance to. Well, he was on his way, and then they just throw him down some stairs, man. Like,
Damn.
you know, and Robbie, you know, like now that guy's in for attempted murder, man. What are they gonna
Oh,
do
that's
about
true.
that?
Bro, he's
That's a attempted murder charge. Like, he ran away. He's gonna be like a manhunt for him
Even
now.
with
Like,
the
what
girl
happens
first, she
now?
was gonna finish. She was gonna put that thing in her face, bro. She was gonna freaking gouge
Yeah,
her
that was
eyes out.
crazy. Yeah, like what? I mean, well, she's gonna get brought up like maybe assaults or something, right? But this guy was injured in such a way that his life could have been lost. So what happens with Robbie now? How does, you know, without a major miscarriage of justice, this guy can't walk.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be
Yeah.
in prison now. You know, that's just, you know. So I don't know how they're gonna play that out, because they basically just put him in a situation where he has to get locked up. You know,
Yeah.
you don't kick a kid down the stairs and you know there's nothing happens.
Also,
You know?
my girl said that is Johnny gonna join Miyagi doing now? That's what it looks like. What the hell's gonna
I'm
happen
wondering
next?
what's gonna
Think
happen
so?
with him. I really wonder how that's gonna play out, because he gave up the car. He threw the keys in the car and he walked away from the
Yeah.
ride. He threw his phone. It's like he gave everything up. So I don't know where he goes from this, man. But
Bro, I haven't seen a show with this many twists and turns since Sons of Anarchy, bro. I'm not even kidding. Not to compare the two, bro, but there's so many twists and so many things to talk about. It's just like my brain is going because there was just so many great things in it, bro. The fan service, the storylines, bro. When she
Yeah.
gets Miguel, I was like, oh, they're like 16 years old, bro. And I'm over here like into the storyline. Like she's gonna kiss Miguel, telling my girl.
Oh man, no, I loved it, and it didn't. I will say, because of the runtime of each episode, you'll watch it, and when it ends, you're like, man, it's only been like 20
Yes,
minutes.
25 minutes, right? That
They
was
pack
perfect.
so much into it in
Yes,
each
Yeah.
episode. I loved it.
it's a
It's
masterpiece. It's like a master
Yeah.
class of a TV show. You don't get bored of it. It was just done so
it's
well.
not like Game of Thrones, man. Game of Thrones, I invested so many years into that show,
Hmm.
and what a clusterfuck of an ending.
Oh
You
man,
know,
I was just gonna
you
start it.
know, what a clusterfuck of. Oh shit, you haven't. I should have asked that before.
That's all good.
Yo, I should have asked.
I've always
Oh
wanted to
shit.
get into it, but I know
Oh
it takes
shit.
a lot of commitment. You know.
It
Yeah,
is, but we
yeah,
don't.
man.
But well, and in all fairness, comparing Cobra Kai has what 2 seasons. We don't
Right.
know. Maybe it could go downhill season 3. We
True.
don't know.
True.
I
They
don't
could
see
fuck it up.
how.
They could still fuck it up. You know.
I don't. It sounds well. It looks like so far, and the way they like tell the story, they've already planned well in ahead. Like somebody sat down and drew out a storyboard and said, "Okay,
Mm.
this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna talk about this now.
You
This will
think? You
happen
think
next
so?
season."
You
Well,
think
the,
they
well,
really plotted it out to that
well,
degree?
I think so.
the
With
crazy,
that craziness at the end,
the
which
crazy.
to me just
Yeah.
seemed kind of cheap, man. I don't know. It just seemed like, you know what I'm saying? It just seemed kind of cheap at the end to have this fucking crazy high school fight.
I
You
loved
knew
it,
exactly who's gonna fight who. You know,
yeah.
it's just kind of like it seemed a
But
little.
it was Power Rangers, bro. It really was
It
Power
was.
Rangers. It really was Power
But I
Rangers.
enjoyed the fight.
I enjoyed it.
But you
I
got to
enjoyed it.
see. But like they said, the last scene was with Ali, like her accepting that friend request. You think about it again. You have to bring in something that
Right,
Johnny and
strategy.
Daniel have in common. It's her. And now
Mm.
think about it. Daniel's
Daniel's gonna leave
married.
his wife, bro. Something's going on.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly.
You
That's
can
a
tell he's not
conflict.
as attracted to her anymore.
Yeah. It's like, yo, listen, you built the whole dojo. Like, like, honey, I gotta
Like, he doesn't
train
have
these
time
kids.
for her, and then she made a
Exactly.
comment about the marriage and stuff. So they're gonna be
It
fighting
sets
over
up.
Ali, bro.
There you go. They set up
Oh,
another conflict.
yep.
The
Yo,
kids have their conflict, and the adults have their conflict going.
Yo,
these guys
somebody's gonna
can't
get a
catch a
gun, bro.
break, man.
Yo,
Can't
they
catch a
can't.
break.
God
And
forbid.
you still got those guys who were trying to beat up Robbie. They could end up factoring into it. The guys who were like the criminals,
Yes,
the criminals,
they can
they
always
probably
come
keep
back.
squeezing him in there. Maybe he goes to prison and they're in prison with him, and there's a whole other
Oh
arc.
yeah, I
You
didn't
know,
think of that. They could be in juvenile hall or catch him. Yeah, that's right.
you know.
Well, he's
So
young too, so that would help too. He's not an adult. He's gonna get tried as a minor.
right. And it was a chaotic scene, so maybe he won't get screwed too bad. Like it was an entirely.
Well, Miguel was about to break his arm, bro. He was about to break his arm, and then he caught himself.
They
Bro.
could say it was self-defense.
Yeah, Miguel had him, bro.
Well, the threat was over at that point, right?
He had his arm.
He said
He had
sorry.
his arm still. You don't know. It was still.
No. When he let go of his arm was when he attacked. He said, "I'm sorry," and he kind of let him go.
Then it
And
was
that's when
like,
this cat
and then it
came
was
in through the
instinct, yeah.
elbow.
You're
And
not thinking, bro. If somebody has you pinned down like that, and they're like, "Yo, they're being ass," and you're like, "I'm
The
sorry."
one I could
bro.
say is in trouble is Tori, because you brought
Yeah.
what's that, brass
she-
knuckles? Or
she-
I was
yeah.
like, good lord, all
Yeah.
because she kissed your man? Like, wow, okay.
yeah, that chick is nuts, man. Well, you knew she was nuts right from the
I was hoping
gate,
she would go flying down the stairs and break her neck. To be
I
honest,
thought that's where it was headed. 'Cause
Yeah.
when it started, I thought
Mm.
Sam would have been one in trouble.
Sam would have got a murder charge. Bro.
Yeah, I thought that would have happened. And then Daniel
Yeah.
would have got her off, and then Johnny could have made the case like, look at these privileged people.
Yeah.
If that was my boy, this wouldn't have happened. So they actually went the other way.
Well,
It's
we'll
just-
see what happens to him, because
Oh.
he done
Also, the
kicked
tribute
somebody.
to Mr. Miyagi is beautiful, man. It's just God, man. I'm so thankful for the show.
I teared up for anytime
Yeah.
they showed him or they did any reference to that. I was like, wow, that was. At least they keep his spirit alive within the
Yeah.
show.
Because a lot of people don't know about it. A lot of people don't know the history. And
Oh,
Yeah.
you saw when he did like this, like when the first tournament he was like this.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go get the.
yeah.
That was
that
one.
was great.
And when he said, "Hey, is there any way I'm supposed to wipe this mirror?" He's "Nah, I don't give a shit." When he was like, "Sensei, is there any way I'm supposed to wipe this mirror?"
Nah, I don't care.
He's like, "I don't give a shit. Whatever." That was
It
funny.
was great. It was all.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All of the callbacks were great, and I love the fact, like even in the last episode, which was they used the soundtrack they used was from the original. Like
Oh my God, that was the best.
Summer.
They saved the best
Yeah,
songs.
yeah.
Still, when I hear that song, I think Karate Kid.
Exactly. That
My,
song
my,
video.
my kid asked me about that. He's like, "You think that's the original song?" I think that's the. I was like, "Yo, I don't know, man. I can't
Yeah.
remember
they
nothing
played
from
two
that."
versions though. They played the original,
And they played
and
a
then
remix. That was dope.
yeah, I thought that was great. So they blended the old with
I
the
was
new.
telling my girl that just now too. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like the first Karate Kid movie was like the soundtrack was so amazing. There was so many great songs in
Yes.
it and stuff, and there's so many classic lines in it. It's just crazy.
I got to watch it again. Now, I guess I got time now. I wanted to watch it before I watched the series,
Yeah.
but we just wanted to get into the series because it looks so good.
Oh, I was gonna make a point. I'm sorry to cut you off because I'm gonna forget. You know. So this show, the crazy thing about the series, it came out like 2 years ago or 3 years ago on YouTube. YouTube was trying to do like Netflix, which really fucked it up because it was like this pay service. Ain't nobody trying to pay for YouTube.
Exactly.
So that's what kind of helped it back. And you see, once it got to Netflix, it blew up like crazy. It was kind of blowing up then. People say it's amazing. Now it's on Netflix, a bigger platform. You look what it's done. It's like a worldwide phenomenon.
Well,
I went to go buy a Cobra Kai shirt today. I couldn't even get it. She was sold out. All they had was small. You know I ain't wearing no small shirt.
Oh man.
Yeah, this was so clever. And I remember when they were first advertising it on YouTube, I was like, I have to see this. But I didn't have great expectations. I thought to myself, they can go either way with this, you know, based on the previews. I was like, they can do a really good job, or they can really just ruin this thing. And it, you know, like they didn't keep promoting it on my YouTube, and it just kind of fell through the cracks. And I was like, I'm not paying for YouTube TV. I watch over there on my living room on you know. So I was like, I'm not gonna pay for another service.
Yo, Allie's coming back, bro. She still looks good for her age, man. Look at that. So she's definitely coming back, bro.
Well, yeah, she was. Well, I don't know if you guys watch it. She just was on The Boys on Amazon Prime.
Oh yeah, I gotta watch that. I gotta get
Was she the woman who got lasered by Homelander?
Yes, still well. She was still well.
Okay.
So she still looks the same.
She looks the same for freaking 50 something. Look at that. 56 years old. That's insane.
Yeah.
No plastic surgery either. That's crazy. Even Johnny though. Johnny and Ralph Macchio always look young, but Johnny looks good too.
Well, Macchio looks like he's aged a bit.
He's showing his age. Yeah,
a little bit.
You know, Lawrence looks good.
The messed up part is the guy put him in a body bag. He got so old in the show.
Yeah, that was.
You notice that? That's kind of foul that he doesn't look.
Yeah. I think my son was telling me that he passed away in real life. The actor who plays him.
Oh my God, man! I take that back. Then I had no idea. Let me see.
Yeah, I think he passed away. I didn't verify this, but my kid's pretty thorough. So, I think he died in the show, and then sometime later he actually passed away. But they were.
Oh my God, he really did.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Yeah, they're fairly old. You know, like I mean, this guy's what 58. Macchio's 58. Hey, look, man, these guys, we're talking 30 plus years.
He didn't. He was 59 years old and he had kidney issues.
Okay.
So he did the show and then he passed.
How old was he in the real world?
59.
59. Yeah, so these guys are pushing, you know, they're pushing 60. You know, they're up there. This is also part of the reason you would think that they have the emotional intelligence to talk. You know?
Feelings die hard, man.
You know, I can relate. I still hold the grudges to the dudes who used to mess with me in high school. It's very hard to get past that, you know, to let go of those. In fact, they shape who I am to this very day, you know.
I didn't let go of high school until I was like in my almost like 24, 25. That's when high school finally got out of my system. But that's still with me for a while, bro. You still kind of to those people in that mindset, bro.
Still a few asses I'd like to kick.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
You know? And when you see them, you remember them, though. I'll tell you that, bro. You remember them. Every time I bump into them, I recognize the hell out of people I went to school.
Say, come on, man. I got that purple belt now. Come on. Watch what's going to happen. It'll be funny. He's got a brown belt. I
just looked up. That actually happened in real life. Fabricio Verdun, who used to be the UFC heavyweight champion, he caught his girlfriend cheating on him. So he was like, I'm going to go whoop this dude's ass. And the dude knew jiu-jitsu, and the dude choked him out.
Oh,
and
shit.
Then he's like, yo, I'm going to learn jiu-jitsu. And then he learned jiu-jitsu and found the guy, whooped his ass, and look, he became a champion and all that stuff. But William Zaha is actually a New Yorker, bro. Johnny is a New Yorker. I didn't know that. Johnny Lawrence is from New York. Crazy.
I thought I saw that. Yeah, and isn't Macho from Long Island too?
Yes, he's from Long
Yes.
Island. I passed his house a couple times.
Yeah, they're all. I mean, hey man, I'm really happy to see the resurgence of this,
Yeah,
and they got a whole new fan base. You know, a whole. And as you know, you would think that most of those people are gonna probably go watch the movie.
Yeah,
You know, watch the movies because
They
of the.
should,
Yeah,
just to
you're
see
gonna.
where
It's
it all
gonna
came
spark.
from.
it's good
Yeah.
to see them relevant again, bro. They were so awesome. Those performances were so amazing that it's just great to see them get that admiration and that just to be acknowledged like
They've
that.
stayed fairly active. I went and looked at their IMDb to see if they were doing anything since the 80s,
Yeah.
and they've done
Really?
stuff. Nothing major, you know, nothing major in terms of.
Did my cousin Vinny? He did my cousin Vinny, which was
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a couple of things that they've been doing, like Law and Order type of stuff, you know.
wow. Okay.
But I mean, this right here is a huge comeback, man. Like
You know
that's
what? But you know what? I'd rather see them do it this way because they were such great characters that you want to see them at the top. You don't want to see them in a small corny role. You want to see them get the full attention at the top of the heap and just, like I said, beautiful. That's the thing that comes to mind. And also, my girl said there's an Easter egg. William Zacker did a whole episode of How I Met Your Mother.
Yes.
They were
Where
saying
that's
how,
what brought this up.
how Johnny really won.
Johnny was the hero of the movie.
Yes,
and that's
Johnny's
what
the hero,
all this is based on. Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's what it is, really? Oh, shit.
Yeah, this all came about from that one episode.
No.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
word.
That's going down a rabbit hole. That's amazing.
And that's what changed. It was like, if you look at a child, if you're a child, you look at it, Daniel was the hero. As an adult, you look at it, even
Yes.
when Johnny was telling his version of events, when you look at it, you're like,
I thought he was full of shit.
I kind of see his point.
I don't know, man. I was like, this guy's a fucking liar. He's telling his version.
That was so funny. That was so funny.
It's a fake version of it.
It was a fake version, bro.
Weren't they fucking bullies the whole time?
Yes, they were.
Come
But
on.
it was funny how it was his point of view and he put the shower on him, bro. I was cracking up.
Yeah.
He
Well,
was
he-
like, I was just sitting there minding my business, and he throws a shower on me. And he's like, I'm at the beach, I'm having a disagreement with my girl, and he interjects himself.
Punch me. He socks me. Next thing you know, he socks me. Meanwhile, he pushed him. But
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, if I remember correctly, and mind you, guys, I have a very foggy memory, but those guys were real assholes to
They were.
LaRusso. And they were bullies to him, if I remember correctly. So when I was seeing him say, well, there was this guy and he just stole my girlfriend from me and all this, and I was like, that's not how I remember it happening.
Well, in his point of view, that's what happened.
It's revisionist, man. Like, it was more of him just beating the crap out of this guy. Because, I mean, well, in his defense, I probably would want to beat the shit out of LaRusso as well back then, because he just looks like a dude that you want to beat his ass. In fact, even now, I still want to beat his ass. But,
But one scene that sticks out in the first movie is when LaRusso, they gave him a black eye or whatever, and he tries to join Cobra Kai, and then he sees Johnny in there in the class, and Johnny and the other guys, the bully smile at him, and he's like, oh shit, I'm fucked. Because, there's no way. They train and stuff, and I don't, and he knew he was screwed. But then Mr. Miyagi came, so.
Oh, and I love that where he was just like the old, what do you call him? The old janitor or something?
Yeah, he's the old janitor. I remember when he got drunk in part 2 and he was like singing and wilding out, man. There's so many. That was a powerful scene. That was a powerful scene, man. It's just
even just showing the classic cars that Miyagi had. I loved all that.
That was cool.
I was like, wow.
Who's your favorite character, each one of you guys in the show?
Oh, we were just talking about that.
We were trying to cover that before you got here. We were trying to figure that out. And I mean, what did I say? I think I was leaning towards Robbie. I kind of like Robbie, until he became an attempted murderer. Then I kind of.
I like Sam a lot because I picture my little daughter being like that. So I like the Sam character because she's like everybody's perfect little daughter, and then she's like being bad and stuff.
Yeah,
so
she's setting both of these guys against each other.
Yeah, exactly. She's the new Allie.
You know what? I've meant to mention that. So there is a growing theory that people think that Tori is Allie's daughter.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yo.
From who?
She came out of nowhere.
No, I'm saying who's the father?
It doesn't really matter, but
But what if it's one of them too?
It's Crease.
Bro.
It's
Bro.
Grease. No, they were just saying because if you notice, they never gave her a last name,
Right.
and they were
No
saying
idea where
that
she came from. I
exactly.
thought she was somehow affiliated with Crease. You
That she
know,
just
kind of.
Yeah.
And so all that they said was that she came from a broken home, and so we do know that Ali is married to a doctor, but they were like, oh, she could have, this could be a new relationship, and the daughter was, Tori was left here with the father or something. So they were like, they feel like this character came out of nowhere and
Yeah.
is too
They gave her too much.
integral.
There's more
Yeah,
to it.
exactly.
Yeah, there's more
Not
to
to be
it.
tied to someone else. So I'm like,
And then right away she goes after Miguel, like for no reason, like so thirsty for it. There's something
yeah,
going
she
on
was
there.
like, back up.
Well,
There's something going on
that was set up because when she realized that her and Miguel and Sam were breaking up. Remember, they were at the restaurant and he was sitting by himself making the little cheesy video for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She remembers that Sam pushed her and accused her of
Oh, so she was
of the
just trying to get
robbery.
back at
So
her.
this was just her.
Yeah.
So
her
she didn't
being,
even like Miguel. She didn't even like Miguel. She was
I
just
think
my fault.
I think she
she
did
was
toward the
feeling him.
end.
She
Yeah.
was feeling him from the
Because
beginning, but when she saw Sam and him had something, she's like, "Oh, I'm getting this."
Girls do
You
that
know.
too in real life. That's a real life.
Yeah. Then she then it was like, it went from I kind of like this guy to like, nah, I'm gonna get this guy to fucking piss her off, but I like him too. You know.
I mean, because she wouldn't have went full psycho if she didn't have some feeling for Miguel. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe it was based on that incident in the beginning where Sam accused her of stealing. So it was like, yo, I'm gonna kill this chick.
Yeah.
I was like, good
You could you could
lord.
you could see that she was feeling him even before she saw the video, because she
Yeah.
went over to talk to him and they were engaging, and then when she saw the video, you saw her kind of like become dejected, kind of like when Robbie, when she said my boyfriend's waiting for me at the beach party, they both
Yeah.
realized, oh, they had somebody or whatever. But I mean, I think any of us, that competitive drive, I mean, I used to do that shit at the club. If it was like one chick and like two dudes, I wasn't gonna let that motherfucker beat me. You know what I'm saying? you know, like I wasn't gonna let that dude beat me to the one lone female that I was trying to like dance with or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a competitive drive. And in their case, where there's a real history, you understand that she's like, oh, I'm gonna get this. I was feeling them, and I like them, but now I really like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
I root for Donnie. I root for Daniel. I root for Sammy and Robbie. I hate Hawk, man. Hawk
Who's your
became the
favorite?
bully.
Who's your favorite character though? You didn't. Oh, you said Sam.
No, I root for them. I root for
No,
Johnny,
no.
of course.
You said one person though, right?
I like Sam a lot because she's everybody's daughter, and you know how your daughter does bad stuff, and you got to watch out for her. I like the way they play that character perfectly. But Miguel's likable. Johnny and Danny, I root for both of them, man. I both want them to be successful. Even
At different
Kreese, I'm rooting
times.
for. I want Kreese to do good. I want him to be a good guy, but
Nah, he's
fuck him, man.
He's gotta be the main villain.
That dude needs to
I
die,
don't
bro.
know. I think there's still hope because he said, "Remember, you're gonna thank me for this." Maybe he has a plan.
Yeah, I'm gonna thank. I'm
I'ma take
taking
your
your
business.
school. I'm taking your
Exactly. You're
school.
gonna thank
I'm
me.
using your students.
So there's
You're
no
gonna
positive,
thank me.
but there's no positive that he can do from taking the school for Johnny. Maybe he's gonna give him.
Oh, but that's what he said. You're gonna thank me for. You show weakness.
Oh,
No
so it was
mercy.
like-
One
so,
day
okay.
you'll thank me for this. Nah, I don't think so.
So
And
he's
he
evil.
I think that guy's a scumbag.
I
Justin,
felt
who
bad.
you
He was
got? Who's
homeless,
your?
bro.
Fuck him, man. He deserves that shit. Fuck him, man. That guy's a piece of shit.
I'm rooting for the kid who brought us to the dance, Miguel. I gotta see
Yeah, I love
the
Miguel.
comeback. I gotta see the comeback on this because honestly, after everything that has happened,
Yeah.
I still root for him. I don't know, like you said, this is serious. Like you said,
Yeah.
I will say the fall was cheesy though. I have to say that fall.
Man.
Yeah, that.
Yo, like Will had me when we were doing the movie.
They should have
He
had a
was like,
spike come through him. Like, oh,
he was like, yo, he told me, he's like, we were doing a scene. He's like, hold your hands up. And I hold my hands up. And then he's like, now shake. Because I was getting my head cut off. And he's like, more shake. And I'm like,
I'm
so
like,
that
act like you
fall.
panicking. Act like you panicking.
Yeah. Oh shit!
But,
He was being redeemed, man. So
my man, if he would have went through a spike like Mortal Kombat,
oh shit!
Oh, that would have been it.
I would
That would have been
I
it.
would have been surprised. I think, yo, the show was so OD that I was like, yo,
Oh man!
Wait, who
Yeah.
said they don't like Hawk? That was you, Will? You don't
I
like?
don't like Hawk,
That
man.
Hawk's a dick,
He
man.
became the bully. He became the old Johnny Lawrence.
Exactly. He became what he was. You know, he was picked
Yes.
on. He
Like,
became
hurt
that.
people, hurt people, hurt people.
Yeah.
I
Hurt
like
people,
how he
hurt
has his
people.
own little entourage. I love. Yo, I
And
thought that was great.
Dimitri fucked him up too. Part of my
Yeah,
language. Sorry.
I
You
hate
curse
that.
on
I
Angel.
hated
My
that
bad, bro.
part.
My bad.
Dimitri knocked his ass on his fucking.
Yo, that fight scene was so great.
That dude's a bitch too, man. Dimitri's a little fucking.
And the two
I
nerdy
can't
kids
stand-
got it in. The two nerdy
Oh,
kids that
they
beat
were
him. Hilarious.
hilarious. I love that. And the security guard just kind of
Yeah,
walked
picked them
away.
up.
Yeah,
Picked
just
them up.
separated them. Like, get over here.
And the older guy our age, what's his name? Chubbs. He's funny too. He's a
Yes.
cool character. When he's at with the kids and everything.
That shit
I
was
love
fun.
he showed up to the party with his group.
With a
date.
woman,
And he was like, yeah. It
Bro,
seems
that
like I thought
happened
this
to
was
me
your friend's party.
Bro, that happened to me before.
a
Bro. It's
grown
so bad.
woman, and it's a bunch of kids.
Bro, that happened to me when I came back to the country. I went to Australia or whatever. It didn't work out. And I came back and I was like 28 and needed a job. So I got a job at Victoria's Secret way before I met my girl. So I was meeting all these young kids fucking right out of high school. So they were like 21 and they invited me to a party. And I took these two girls. I gave them a ride. They're like, "Oh, can you buy us alcohol and stuff, bro?"
Oh shit!
So I
Oh,
do
man.
that, bro.
That's why you got invited, bro.
And bro, then I go to this party. Yeah. Then I go to this party and I'm looking around and I'm sitting with my legs crossed like an adult and shit. I'm like, yo, I'm an adult. What the fuck am I doing here, bro, with these fucking kids, man? This shit is so weird, man. So I've been in that situation. It's embarrassing, bro.
But this is high school, bro.
I know,
Yeah,
man. That was out of high school, but I still felt like I still felt like a weirdo, man.
This shit was high school kids, and this dude. I thought we were gonna hang out with your friends. Yeah, this is my karate school
I know.
friends.
He's funny, man. I
That
like him.
guy, man.
And I love that he had his liquor taped to his hand.
Edward,
Get out.
40 hands, my girl was telling me it's called. Edward 40 hands.
Yeah, it was just like, and then he had to use his mouth to get out the house when the cops came.
Just
Hey,
everything. It's just so entertaining, man. And it's just it goes so
Absolutely.
fast, and I can't wait to season 3. It's gonna be a long wait, but I guess I'm gonna watch The Boys next because I need something else now.
Yeah, the
That,
boys.
it
You know.
was great.
The thing with the boys though, they're only giving us an episode a week, man. That's
Yeah.
bullshit.
People are binge watching like crazy, bro.
Yeah, but what the fuck, man? Why not? I don't understand. Like, what
Give
is
people
there?
a chance to catch up.
Yeah.
They actually talked about it last week. They said that was done because, you know, everybody will binge it that first week or so, and then that's it. Nobody's talking about it again. And so they figure if they release it on a weekly basis, that gives people a chance to catch up, and that keeps the conversation going a little bit longer.
Okay, I got one for you guys. What would you like, each of you guys? What would you like to see happen in season 3?
Well, I want this cat to be okay, Miguel. You know, I don't want him to be, I don't want him to die. You know what I'm saying? I want him to be, I want him to be all right. 'Cause, he's just getting his
Bro, he just
you
hurt
know.
his back. He just got a small contusion, bro. He's good.
dude. He
They're
took
rubbery
a
at
fall.
that age. They're rubbery, bro. He'll be okay.
He took a fall and hit his spine, man. That's just
And then his leg was like this, bro.
that's bad business, man.
You know what got me? The Spanish grandma, when you hear the scream and Johnny's like, oh shit, something happened. Because that's how they act in real life. The Spanish grandma, when something happens, hi!
Oh man.
So that got me because that was real to me, man. That was sad.
I want Robbie to get a pass, but how do we do that?
Me too.
You know,
He's gonna get a pass.
He's not a bad dude, man. He had a moment. But the thing is, in life, when you make decisions, even if it's just a momentary lapse, there's consequences.
Yeah, man.
So I want him to get a pass, but at the same time, I have a hard time reconciling the fact that you do something, there's got to be consequences. And he did something that in the real world, you get locked up.
Especially in today's society,
Yeah, I mean, he kicked somebody down from the top stairs, like 3.
Yeah.
That's
it was a balcony. It wasn't even stairs, bro. It was a balcony.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He literally threw him to another level of a building. Damn.
And I mean that You know, so I kind of want him to somehow be able to reconcile that and get a pass, but I don't know how that happens unless they do some, you know, some unrealistic stuff where it's going to be, you know, kind of bullshit, you know, but you know, kind of want to see him get a pass because I liked where they were going with him, and they just completely like wrecked his character in that last scene, man.
Yeah, even Sam turned on him. She's like, "What the hell did you do, Robbie? What did you
They
do?"
kind of kicked the guy down off of a
And
balcony.
then he ran. He knew he messed up, so he ran away.
Well, I mean, if you don't, you're gonna get locked up. You know, now they're gonna be looking for him. You know, so it's just a bad deal. And now Johnny, you know, that's his student. That's like his protege, who he loves and he cares for, got hurt by his son. How does he reconcile that? You know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, how does he deal with that? You know, how does this work out?
I didn't even take that into account.
Yo, that's
Oh my God, Aunt Miguel's mother. Your son did this to my son.
Yeah.
He's
well,
never.
she didn't even go. She just blamed karate. She just said my son was a sweet boy until he started training, and
But think
this
about it,
happened.
Angel. The way you grew up, if you discover karate, where you grew up, the neighborhood that you grew up in, and
I
the
would have gotten
environment-
shot.
Bro, no, you would have been fighting left and right, bro. You would have been like Cobra Kai, spin kicking.
Nah, man,
people.
I tried, bro. I tried, and then they pulled the gun on me.
Oh, all right.
That was the
I
end of
tried
that, huh?
I tried to do the Cobra Kai, and then they pulled the gun on me,
Okay.
and then another put a knife on my neck. So yo, true story. I was having a fight with one of the bullies. He came to me. He's like, you know, I'm gonna blah blah blah, and I kind of got into a fighting stance. And he's like, oh, you fight now? You're gonna try to fight me? And I stayed in a stance, and we started fighting. I started getting the best of him. I started kicking him, punching him, dodging his shots. You know, like I'm getting the best of this sucker. Then like 5 of his friends came and they beat my ass. That's reality.
Yeah.
You know, that Cobra Kai shit is bullshit. The reality was I started beating this dude's ass and then I got jumped.
See,
Well,
that's
they're in the valley, so yeah, that happens out there.
See,
That's
okay,
it.
so in the valley, he's right. Justin made a good point, but you have to be like the Shogun of Harlem, like Show Enough, and you have a crew like that. Then you can run shit in New York. If you get a crew like that and you start spin kicking pizzerias and doing all that shit, then you good. Then you good because you learning all those powerful techniques and you acting like a thug. What do you think you're gonna do, bro? You're gonna be like a character like Show Enough, bro. It's
Sure enough.
yeah.
Who's the master?
So that's where you messed up. You should have joined his clan, Show Enough, and been one of his people.
I needed some red
Shogun
leather
of Harlem.
outfits. I needed some red leather outfits like Eddie
And
Murphy.
a cool name like Rattlesnake or something like that. Maniac.
And I needed a posse. I needed a posse, and I was
It
by
was a scene
myself.
when he goes out there. He's like, Maniac, bitch, show this boy Leroy what we do. That was a dope movie too in itself.
Yes,
man.
That's my second favorite martial art movie. But what about you, Justin? What would you like to see in season 3?
Oh man, I want to see. Okay, so first got to see Miguel get better.
Yeah.
I got to see Miguel get better. I want to see Allie show up, and I want her to just wreck both of their lives, Daniel and. You know what? Because I need. You know what it is this season. Obviously, I need a villain or somebody that's gonna come in and unite both schools. Let's say.
Yes, that's what you need, man. That's what.
But I mean, it's okay saving it for later. Like you establish the characters and everything. I want to see like this villain that comes in and attacks both of them for whatever reason.
Maybe it's that other guy that you said. The owner.
I would love that. That would because
Can you
nobody would see
imagine
that
that?
coming.
Could you imagine that? That would be so crazy.
That would be good. Other than that, I just want to. I need Dimitri to go. I just don't like him. I don't think they could do anything to make me like him.
What
I
if
would
you had a
love.
friend like that? What would you do if you had a friend like that that would call you every day, stressing you out and shit?
Oh man, listen, you can't like. You know what it was? I think I don't know what it was. The second season when Dimitri was hanging with Hawk, and he was using his Cobra Kai affiliation to meet girls. I think you didn't want to go to class. It was just like
That was soft, man.
We can't hang with you.
But Hawk called him on it though. Hawk called him on it.
But then you called him out on his bedwetting. It's like, well, what did you think I was gonna do to you? You know?
Yeah.
It's like, yo, you just at a party, everybody.
But Hawk threw the liquid on him.
Yeah,
Hawk started that.
They both violated, but it was just like, dude, I'm at a party. My ex-girl kissing another girl. You hit me below the belt on that one.
Why did he pour the drink on him? What was it that?
The Yelp.
I forget what he
They
said.
were still
no
fighting.
reason.
They were
right?
still fighting over because of that Yelp review and everything. No, you know what? Yes, that's what it was.
They were getting along.
Dimitri called him out. I've talked about him. What's the girl, Moon?
Yeah, she was
just
making
like,
out with the
yep.
girl.
Oh, he said maybe you should get over her.
Yeah, he was just like, yo, just get over her. You were never gonna keep her with that attitude anyway, and that pissed him off. And
Yeah, I mean, see that was another overreaction. He threw that thing on his head, right?
but they're kids, so you
But
gotta.
that's how kids are at that age,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, so I'd give them. I'm more willing to give them a pass than I
Yeah.
am to give back to that very 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 first point than I am to willing to give Daniel and Johnny Lawrence. You know, like
They're
those
I'll
the
never
adults.
forget when I first came to the school, coming from Brooklyn and going to an all-white area. There was like real school bullies like that, man. You know, and I remember when I first got there, they didn't know how tough I was, so nobody really messed with me. But one bigger, older kid, we were walking to lunch with them, and I really didn't know him. And I remember I didn't even really walk in front of him. I just was like walking ahead of him. He's like, if you walk in front of me again like that, I'm gonna throw you in that pond or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck? So they are crazy nut kids like that. I didn't even do anything to get a comment like that. What am I gonna do? He was a lot bigger than me. I was young. I was 13, 14 years old or whatever. So, but they are maniacs like that, Angel. You know, and you know from personal experience, Angel. You know.
Oh yeah. I encountered quite a few of but my bullies were different. My bullies had guns and knives and
you stuck around. See, I got out when I was 12, so you stuck around in the harder years, bro. So God bless you, brother.
The bullies were different when I was coming up, man.
Yeah.
No crane kick was stopping them, huh?
Yeah, no. I'm telling you guys, I was winning a fight, man. I was like, yeah, I'm getting this guy, pop, kicking him. And then the friends came, one of them pulled the shirt up, flashed the chrome. And at that point, I couldn't do nothing. It slapped me. What you gonna do? What's gonna do, Karate Kid? What you gonna do? Kung Fu kick and slapped me up and got the crap stomped out of me, man. I remember what they stole from me. Oh, they popped my beads. I had these beads on, and they took them and sliced them and popped them. And
is that what made you get built and muscular and working out? So you could fight?
That's all part of why I started to create, get bigger, try to get more muscular.
You was like Van Damme at one point, bro. That's crazy. Nah, you had a physique on you, bro. So
it's a deterrent. It was all just a deterrent. I didn't know how to fight back then. I know how to fight more now than I did back then.
Yeah.
I can actually fight better now.
There wasn't jiu-jitsu wasn't around back then and stuff, so.
Yeah. The world perceives you, I mean, you guys tell me what you think. Like I feel like if you're fit, if you project this powerful, the world treats you differently.
Yes, as a police officer, we were taught that you have to present yourself. If you look like a sloppy fat cop with stains on your shirt, a criminal is more likely to challenge you and fight you and be like, "Yo, this cop is lazy, sloppy." But if you have good officer presence,
I mean, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying it's the reality.
It's the reality,
that people are, when I'm heavier, the world looks at me differently.
Oh, me too.
Than when I'm leaner. It's crazy, but
it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Who cares? Who cares about that? But that's the way it is, bro. To get on some deep shit.
Yeah. Well, it's all it all ties into this. Like Ralph Macchio in the the earlier he looked like a guy you want to beat his ass.
Yeah.
If he was brolic, like he was a big Italian dude, probably they wouldn't have messed with him. He would have, but he doesn't. He looked like a petite little dude. And
but he could talk that shit. He could talk that shit back then, though. So he had that New York, that Jersey thing where he could talk shit.
I was gonna say too, as far as what I want to see next season, they gotta smack up his son. I'm sorry.
the little dude.
Oh my goodness! Every time he is just so privileged, so every time he was kid. Like, make breakfast, give me. And when they told him he couldn't play the games, he went and ordered a new one on Alexa or something. I was like, wow. I was like, put him in the fight. Like, let him fight those two little kids that the security guard carried away. Do something.
The sad thing, there's a lot of little kids like that, though.
Yes.
That kid is just comic relief, man. They, Alexa order like that.
Another switch.
Yeah, they took it away. He was like, yeah. And I was like, wow, y'all just going to pay for it? Yeah, I wish I was a kid that happened.
Yeah.
It's so crazy how
Throw
Johnny
your
was
lips
stuck in the
together.
past. I also love how Johnny's stuck in the past where he doesn't know about the smartphones and the computers.
Oh, that
It's
was
so
great when he
funny.
discovered the internet.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
used Wi-Fi.
You
yeah.
guys, did you guys buy into that shit though? Like that just felt kind of cheap to me too, you know?
There's a lot of people
Like,
like that, bro. There's a lot of people like that to this day, bro, that don't mess with computers.
Really? I mean, but they to be so clue. I thought it was
yeah,
funny. I
Yeah.
thought it was
yeah,
funny, but I
yeah,
was like, come on, like you've been living,
yeah.
you
You've
know.
never
I
had a
understand
smartphone.
his,
You've never. He's not that much older than us.
yeah.
You
That's
know,
true.
I'm 43. It's not like I get it if he was like 70, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's not that much.
He's only 54 in real life, so
He's
but I
not
guess he was
old
stuck in the
enough
glory
to.
days with the car and everything. He was stuck in the 80s.
Yeah,
I mean, I get that the car, the music,
And he was
fine.
watching those old Chuck Norris movies or whatever
Yeah, and the fact that he
24/7.
loves what is it? Iron Eagle.
Iron Eagle,
That's
that's what
his
it is.
favorite
Okay,
movie.
yes. That's what I was. Yeah, that's what I
I
meant.
mean, that's fine, but to not know technology, like
Yeah,
really,
Yeah,
you know, how can you stay so far? You know, they made him like I get like he could have been like a 70-year-old dude. I get that,
yeah.
but he wasn't that. You know, he shouldn't have been that disconnected. I thought that was just it was funny to me. It was entertaining,
Well,
but it was
basically,
you
in the first episode, when they showed the highlight when he gets kicked in the face, the famous kick, and he wakes up in that same position, they're showing you that he was stuck in that moment. He was
yeah.
still, he never went past it. Some
oh
people
true
have
true
emotional baggage like that where they have not let go of the thing. It's sad to say, bro, but some people relive that they're prisoners of their own mind, man. And I
yeah
guess that's what
yeah
he was. Like, he was just stuff like that, not caring, giving a shit, being a handyman, and
right
Well, I
drinking,
guess
drinking,
he was drunk, so I guess it
drinking.
stayed. He was
Yeah,
drunk most of the time, so maybe technology did pass him by. So
yeah. So
yeah.
I guess that's where I accepted it. But you guys are right. It was a little extreme. It was funny though. It was a fun little gag.
It was entertaining. You know, it was an entertaining thing. I just thought it was a little exaggerated to the point
Yeah,
that the guy didn't never touch. He didn't know how to turn on the computer. You know
oh,
what I mean?
that pissed me off. I was like,
I
come
mean,
on.
come on now, come
yeah,
on. Never used a smartphone. Never even doesn't even know what Facebook is and none of that stuff. Come on now.
yeah.
Yeah, my mom knows what that stuff is, and she's 65. You know, come
I
on.
don't know, man. I've met some weird people like that in my life, so it doesn't surprise me, man. I've met some really old school people like that, so it doesn't surprise me, man.
I did
Yeah.
like him using Tinder. That seemed right up his alley, though.
Yeah, that was funny when he went on all the dates and stuff.
Yeah, that was a trip, man.
There was just so much gold in it, man. You could just look, you could break down every episode, and there was
Well,
something.
that's what I was saying. I was thinking like you can do a podcast like this for each episode.
I got a couple more questions for you guys, if you don't mind, Angel. I know this is
Yeah,
your
yeah, go for it, man.
Okay. Favorite episode, right? And then the last thing, your favorite moments overall from the series that stand out.
Favorite episode was Johnny reuniting with his old Cobra Kai buddies.
That was dope. That was dope.
That for me, like you said, because everybody remembers that line, put him in a body bag. Like everybody,
Yeah.
you remember that.
Yeah.
You remember that. And to see that, and it was just like, all right. And then, because they tried to counsel him about not getting into bed with Kreese again and all of that. I loved that episode.
Oh, I missed that part. I saw the bar fight.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh, yeah.
They
Well, it
actually
happened right
counseled
before
him?
that. Huh?
I remember they said they were like shocked, but they actually counseled him or not to get
Yeah.
him. Okay.
I thought that was a good, just to see from, because I did wonder what happened to those guys, like if we're ever going to see them, and to bring them in such a dramatic moment, that was like a heavy episode.
Man. Yeah. Damn.
That was my favorite episode. My best moment had to be that school fight. That was crazy, like because that whole fight, if you realize, they didn't waste much time. That took up the majority bulk of that episode.
Yeah.
Was that fight. Like they got through the whole stuff with, Sam being at Johnny's house overnight and everything. But once they got to school, it was like that way you realize how much of a powder keg this situation is. And to be a kid not affiliated, with either school, dojo, I'd have been calling a parent like, listen, you got to get me out of here. These kids are crazy. It's the first day.
Also, Hawk going crazy was crazy too. How he was like so into the fight and
it was like he was waiting for that moment.
Yeah, it was.
He was like, finally. So that's mine.
Damn.
All right, Angel, you sorry, I tried.
No, that was good. You covered a lot of good stuff, man.
It's all meshed together in my head, but I think in terms of the most fulfilling, I'm gonna agree with you on that that episode with all of the boys coming together. You know, even though I don't remember much from the movie, it was satisfying to see them together, conversing. You know, talking about the old days, and I was I was surprised that they were all against Kreese. You know, I thought that was surprising because I
Oh,
thought that.
because remember they were like, leave him alone, you're gonna kill him. In part two, they were scared because he was choking Johnny out.
Yeah.
In karate, you've never seen a rear naked choke before, so they were shocked, bro. That was like a freaking jujitsu move in karate, so they thought he was gonna kill his ass, bro. You didn't know that you tap out back then. That was a lethal move back then. It still is now, but so they're like, you're gonna hurt him, leave him alone, stop. So they were against him. I remember now.
Yeah, so it was cool to see them. Even though the dude died, he died doing what he loved with his boys. That was touching.
Yeah.
You know, that was pretty touching to see. Um, and I guess it's easy to say that that crazy last scene was probably the wildest too. You know, I got to concur that. I mean, they are the freshest in my head. You
Mm-hmm.
know, because they're the more recent ones. But that high school fight was nuts, man. But I mean, there's things there that I didn't like. I mean, I didn't like what Robbie did. That bugged the shit out of me.
What do you mean? The when he spanked it to?
Yeah, I mean, the dude said I'm sorry and released his arm. You know, like at that point, the threat is over. You know, so it bothered me that he kicked
Yeah,
him,
but
in which
Robbie was insecure because he knew that Robbie was insecure, man. That he's
well,
trying to
he's
take the
gonna
girl.
he's
And
he's gonna be in.
Miguel said that she loves me, not you, or something like that. She's in love
And
with
that
me.
set him off.
That set him off, bro. That's why he did it, bro. Miguel should have never said that shit, bro.
Yeah, but that shit bugged me, and the Kreese taking the school shit just fucking irritated me.
I
Like
like the Kreese storyline though. I like having Kreese back, bro. He's a leader. He's a necessary evil.
but the thing is that I'm a very logical thinker, and it doesn't make sense to me that he could just roll up and take the school. That shit's just not legally possible.
Yeah, but
You
Johnny
know,
was bad with his books and everything. Kreese probably put everything in his name, bro.
I told my son that when we were watching it, I was like, he said I organized everything. I said he
Yeah.
probably stole the school, but you know what, man? Again,
And
I
he
can't
did
say
file
what.
Cobra Kai. He did trademark Cobra Kai. This is
Well, he did founded it, but I'm saying, okay, well, those are my uniforms. I paid for them. Those are my
I
mirrors.
feel
That's all my gear. I
realistic,
paid for
yeah.
that. You're gonna roll in here and take my shit? Nah,
Yeah.
man. I got something for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't beat you with the karate, but I got something for you, bro.
Dude,
Well, maybe,
I gotta say, man, there wasn't one bad episode. I love the show, but my
Yeah.
favorite thing was the last episode, man. Just the fight in the apartment. It was just so dramatic. The whole episode, I was like, what? And then
Yeah.
Miguel falling, the fight. They gave me
You know what?
80s high school fight.
Yo,
They brought back montages in the
I
one
was
episode.
happy when they had dinner. When
yes.
all
Me
four of
too.
them had dinner.
It was good
And
to see them joking.
I was happy to see that. I was like, yes, thank you. Finally. I was so happy to see it.
Me too, for
And
some reason.
then they fucked it up again.
It's like I
man.
was sitting at the table with them like this. Yeah, guys.
Yeah. I was so happy that they came to, like I was seeing them talking and getting along, and I was like, yes, thank you, please, finally, because this is now they're being adults,
Yeah.
and they're realizing they have much more in common, and then they fucked it up, man. With the picking up the daughter and stuff. So it's just like every time something really great was
But
happening.
you knew when Robbie did that, there was going to be a price to pay for bringing that little girl to that apartment.
But
You knew.
yeah, man, and Lawrence could have made a call. He could have
Yeah,
said,
he said,
"Listen, your daughter's here."
he said, I gotta let Lawrence know. I mean,
Yeah.
I gotta let, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
Macho know.
and he should have.
So,
There's just so many bad calls that could have been avoidable that just
yes.
disappointed me. Like, it was a great show. I loved everything about it. But I really was rooting for those guys to mend things, and maybe they will. And that's how Kreese comes into play.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how it's gonna, we'll see, man. I don't know.
Listen,
I don't know where they go with this.
Cobra Kai is dead. It doesn't work in this society. I had a jiu-jitsu professor who was like a piece of shit like that, and he was really like a Cobra
You
Kai.
told me about him. Yeah, I remember.
And it just like, bro, he was like legitimate a Kreese in real life, and he still is to this day. I don't even know how he has students. But there are people like that, and it could really hurt somebody's mentality, and it really just gives people a false ego and stuff. But those men are also very powerful and very influential, man, where they could sign people up. Like Kreese, he's a very powerful man. He has the personality. He knows how to
I
torque
mean,
people and stuff.
we're grown men,
But
so we
still,
walk into a
I
jujitsu.
see grown men. He still has grown men training with him, and they know he's fucking crazy. It's crazy. So it's very realistic. Those guys like Chris, because I experienced it in my life personally. So
Mm.
you know, and I wanted to rank up, so I took his shit and I took his abuse and this and that until it got physical, and that's where I cut off the relationship. You know, where he physically punched me in the face. You know, while we were rolling. So there really are those guys out there. You know, so.
Yeah, crazy, man.
So, but at the same time, they're so charismatic that they like put you under the spell, bro. They're these champions, this and that, and bro, I fell for it. I fell for it, Crease, you know. So it's like maybe you know. It's
well, I mean, there is a place for them, you know. There's
a place.
There is a place for
but
them.
But it won't work though. It's not. It's negative.
I was thinking like, would I be a Daniel or would I be a Lawrence? And I'm more inclined. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. In terms of intensity and the way I train, I don't do that balance shit. I go balls to the wall aggression, you know, like, which is actually
personality-wise, I'm saying I can see you more as a Daniel.
I'm easy in general life and stuff, but in training, I train like you know, no retreat, no surrender type shit. You know, that's how I mean, that's why I have a torn shoulder. You know, like no surrender, rip my shoulder out the socket. You know, like I'm like fuck you, I'll never give up. You know, like you know, so I kind of favor Cobra Kai in that sense.
Their style is more like a jiu-jitsu aggressive style. It really is. That's what it reminded me of. But Daniel gets down too. But he's more about katas and forms and everything. But he gets down.
Yeah, I mean they hold their own. I mean they're able to fight these guys off and stuff. But I think that the way I like to train, it would be more of the Cobra Kai way.
Cobra Kai way, like more of a gym, of a MMA.
Yeah, so that I would be an animal there, so I can be a lamb in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, like I will be a fucking beast in training so that I can be who I am. Dave Chappelle said that. He said, I don't remember what he said. I think he said, you know, be a lion on the stage so that you could be a lamb in life or something to that effect. I believe his mother said that to him. And I that resonates with me because the way I train, even now when I'm going back to the gym, even with the fear of COVID and all that.
It's so weird, bro.
You know, I'm still in there. I'm still and I'm throwing. I got my kid with me, and you know, I got him throwing up heavy weight and training like a beast so that I could live in peace in the world.
Yeah.
You know, just I mean.
Well, that's also because you're a martial artist and you know what it is to push yourself to the limit. So a gym workout like that, you got to push yourself to get that feeling. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, but that's why I kind of lean towards Cobra Kai. If I had to pick one of the two gyms to train under, I'd be Cobra Kai. What about you guys?
I studied karate when I was younger, like in high school and stuff, and it was Kempo, and they had katas and stuff, and I really didn't.
You said Kempo?
Kempo karate.
Hawaiian, Hawaiian Kempo.
They had katas, and I think it was American Kempo, not Hawaiian, but there's Hawaiian. But dude, it was pretty cool, but I just didn't appreciate it. I was like too young and immature to get into it like that. I think I got up to like orange belt or something like that, and then I stopped. But you know, it was pretty cool to do like the forms and like breathe and focus. I just didn't understand it at that time. But now looking back, I'm like, yo, I get it. So I would have been Miyagi though, I think, man.
Yeah, Miyagi. What about you, Justin?
With them nerds.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Word, you think so? I don't know.
I don't know. Question. For me, I don't know. I think there's merits in both.
Yeah.
I think obviously it looks like all the bullied kids who want to just fight back went to
that, which makes sense.
They went to what do you call it? To Miyagi. Well,
no, Cobra Kai. Where
Cobra
the bullies,
Kai,
bullies. I'm sorry, not the bullies. The victims in this iteration of it went to Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Well, as a matter of fact, Johnny Lawrence was a victim. Remember, he was bullied at home, and that's why he said he started doing it too.
So, I don't know. So if that was the case, like I said, I don't have experiences there, but we did grow up pretty rough neighborhood. But I guess I had family who were connected in the neighborhood, so nobody bothered me. So probably more than likely I would have been in the Miyagi. I'd have just been peaceful.
Yeah.
We did it for defense, not for offense.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, growing up in New York City, there was a thing where like kung fu was big, and like these military dudes, like black dudes, would open up like hard karate style schools where they would really teach you how to fight and be a badass, man. That
Hmm.
must
I
have been
went to
so
one.
cool.
I
Yeah,
went to one of
there was
these
like a
joints.
black dude with a fro,
I'm
and he was
trying to
just a
remember.
badass
I'm
former
trying to
former
remember his
Vietnam
name.
guys.
I'm trying to remember his name, but
But that was a big thing in that era, and they were legit, bro. They were
it
freaking
was
tough too.
bad
They were like
motherfuckers,
they
man.
were
Like,
vets, military vets, and they would just train hardcore, bro. Imagine being dedicated to that. Yo, that would have been crazy.
They
I
have one over here by me. They actually have like I'm in Brooklyn, not too far from Flatbush Avenue. They
Hmm.
they have a guy. He's still, and funny enough, during COVID, everything, he's still teaching. He just does it. He takes you guys to the park, and they
oh
do it there.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
dope.
so they still have
I
it.
I had found one guy, I can't remember his name right now, recently, that had a karate school, but it was also focused on elevating the children. So like kids that,
Yeah,
come from rough neighborhoods and don't have a chance. He really focused on helping those kids become better people and not fall into that shit, the gangs and all that stuff through karate and like strict discipline. Like, yes, sir, sir. Like I can't remember his name right now. I had looked him up on Twitter. It was really I thought what he was doing was dope, because he was taking these kids and that if not for what he's doing, the discipline, the regiment, they probably be in a bad place, man. I thought that was dope.
yeah, man, it works. I remember when I was in like the fifth grade. I actually lived on. It was like I think it was on Flatbush too. I can't remember the name of the school. I was only there for a year, and this kid, he was like a nice black kid, but he was doing like an after school judo. I think it was some martial arts program. And there was this bully kid or whatever, and whatever. We're hanging out outside school. And he came and he freaking came and like there was this thing where you would jump up and put a knuckle on the top of somebody's head. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Mm.
And he did it to the kid and hurt him, and the kid was crying. Yo, but he came out with like the fastest, furious hands that I've seen, bro, for like a fifth grade. I was like, oh shit, that shit really works. He really would have fucked that kid up if those would have connected. So that's when I knew martial arts is true, bro. My man
Yeah,
was so quick, and he was like a chubby little kid, but he just came out with this furious. He missed them, the kid ran away. But I was like, yo, man,
yeah, man.
that training is something, man. That training really works,
Yeah, I saw a lot of crazy stuff in high school too. Some and junior high school too. There was this one bully. His name was Marcus. I still remember this guy. He had no front teeth.
man. No wonder he was a little.
Nasty dude, mean motherfucker. Everybody was scared of him. And one of the kids from my block, who I knew, who was one of the bullies from my block, transferred to my school. So he's the new guy in my school, but he's a bully, you know. So he's one of the tough kids from my block. And since he's the new kid, they start fucking with him. And he looked around. He said, "Who's the leader?" And they pointed at Marcus. He said, "Come on, let me see what you got." And he started. In hindsight, it looked to me like Thai boxing,
Oh shit.
right? Because Marcus came out. He was doing this shit. You know how we used to fight when we were kids. You fight with the hands. You go like this, distracting, and then So he tried doing all this shit. He's like, "What's up? What's up?" He's doing all this shit, and the kid's just like this. And when Marcus rushed him, he jumped and kneed him in the stomach, and he dropped. And he
Wow.
just stepped back and he looked at him and he's like, "What's up? Get up, Marcus. Get up."
He knew
And then
something.
Marcus got up and he rushed him again and grabbed him and dropped him again, knee to the stomach.
He knew
He
something.
did that shit like 3 or 4 times. And he said, "If you get up again, you're not gonna get up." No, it was, "If you come at me again, you're not gonna get up the last time." And the guy just he's like, "You got it, you got it." And he walked away.
Man, that's kind of cool. Two bullies battling each other. That's
That was beautiful, man. It was like artwork. So it was Marcus and Mario. I still remember the guys'
wow.
names.
Wow.
You know.
Certain
It was
kids
a thing of beauty. It was a thing of beauty because Mario was a bully, but he never bothered me. You know what I mean? Like he knew my mom. He'll sometimes mush me or whatever. But he never really bothered me. Marcus, on the other hand, he used to slap me up or whatever. So for me, seeing this, I was like, "Oh, this is a thing of beauty, man." It was a thing of beauty. It was
Ah,
art manifest watching this, and they never messed with him after that. He just did his own thing, and then he started kind of messing with other people, because he was a bully. He was one of the bullies. But at that point, the established bullies realized, we can't fuck with him. So they kind of like, there's two sects of bully, like this guy and this guy. Like two
It's
different
so
sections.
crazy how growing up like this, it was almost like going to school in prison and shit, just the way it
Yeah,
was.
I've compared it. I've
It really
compared it to
was.
a prison yard. The schoolyard before we were let to go out for lunch and stuff was like a prison yard, man.
It really is, bro. It
You
really is.
know, I ain't never been to prison, but I can make the correlation. You know, the you
God.
know,
Mhm.
they I
Didn't you
walked.
tell me at one point that you had like little shanks? I don't want to put that over the air, but
Say
didn't you
again,
at one point that you had like little weapons and shanks and shit that you
dude.
would
I had. I came to school with a butcher knife one time, and I
Damn.
was hell bent, dude. I believe that if there is a higher power, they were looking out for me because I came to school and I was like, if this guy messes with me today, I'm gonna chop him up.
damn.
Like I was in that mind state where like I'm gonna kill him. Today's the day he dies. You know, like this is
Wow.
how I came to school with that mindset. That's how tormented I was in high school.
Yeah.
I actually dropped out from high school because of bullying. I was a straight A student.
And you went to the
I was an
military?
A student, and well, I went into a thing called the Girls Club. There was a program called the Girls Club, and I went to like a what was it, like a job vocational program, some sort
Oh,
of.
BOCES.
Yeah. Okay.
So they sent me there, and then I was, you know, highly intelligent, whatever,
Yeah.
and I did really well there. And the lady who ran the program told the other people there, don't find him a job. I want this guy to go to college. I don't want him to go and do one of these jobs. I
Yeah.
want him to go to college. So her name is Sarette Thompson, and I found her years later, and I thanked her because if not for her suggesting, hey, Angel, why don't you go check out the 24 credit GED program at Monroe College?
Yeah.
If not for her telling me that, it's very doubtful that I would be where I'm at today.
Yeah, you're a very special, articulate dude. I remember the
Yeah.
first time I met you for Theater of Horror, and then I saw you again what was it, like 6 months ago or something like that on the street and shit. You were
Yeah,
like
yeah.
totally different, bro. You're like on another level, bro. You just had a different like light about you when I saw you the second time, bro. You just, you know, I don't know, you just had this different type of confidence. I don't know if things are going better in your life. You just had a different energy, man. It was cool to see though. I was like, damn, this motherfucker's like got a really bright light he's shining in the world and shit, bro. You know, you were like Ricky Martin or some shit, bro.
I don't know how
I'm
to
like,
feel
look at
about
this
that,
guy. He
man.
looks like a movie star with his long hair and shit.
I don't know how to take that, man,
And
but
then
thanks, bro.
And then this guy's like, yo, let's take a pic. He takes the worst picture of me ever. Yo, I had like no clean uniform, so I wore like my tightest bulletproof vest and my tightest uniform. I must have ate like a block of cheese. I had like all the sodium in my face, and I look like I'm 400 pounds. I'm not 400 pounds. But in this picture, I look like I'm fucking the Charlie Green Giant, bro. I'm like, this
Oh,
motherfucker,
shit.
the worst picture ever, bro.
You know what? I was gonna say, I don't know if you saw this. Netflix released their October Halloween movies. Did you see they have Vampires versus the Bronx?
No.
Oh man, yeah, you gotta.
You watched it?
No. It was just the trailer. It's coming next month
Okay,
in
okay.
October. I thought that was
Vampires
hilarious.
versus the Bronx. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
I thought that was hilarious because I know a few people in the Bronx. I was just like, man, I wonder how they're gonna feel about this because it's centered around like it's centered around I guess the Dominican
Okay,
family.
Dominican area. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna fight off vampires in the Bronx. And I was like,
Oh
okay,
shit.
this could go bad or it has the
Yeah.
potential to be hilarious. You know, if you see the trailer, I mean, it's not like overtly serious, but it has a potential just to be. I was like, all right, this might be something
We'll
to look
see.
forward to.
We'll see how they play that out because it could be very relatable for a
Yeah,
lot of us.
and that's what I
Yeah.
get. The small thing I was reading, the director said, you know, he's Dominican, growing up in the Bronx, and he was just like the horror movies he always grew up with. He was like he
Right.
couldn't relate to it, so he made one. You know, he finally got a
Okay.
chance. So I was like, all right, this might be.
Oh man, Will would have loved that shit because he does horror movies, man. He would love to hear that
Oh
shit.
well, yeah,
He
tell him.
jumped too he jumped too soon, but I'm gonna let him know. Yeah, that's
And I will say, I watched the clip of you. Yes, I give you all the credit in the world because that story you said about the lady that was, you know, asking you and your son what y'all doing here. Yeah, that could have went left. And I like how you explained that to her. Like, you know, you had no backup. Why you questioning us? If we were really out to hurt somebody,
true
we
that.
could have killed you. Like,
True that. I went. I went into her and I didn't get too close, but I imposed on her space a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I came to talk to her, I kind of imposed my body kind of into her space, but not to the point where she felt in danger, but just
Yeah.
to just let her
A
see
little
the,
nervous.
and I said, what if I were to grab you by the neck and slam you against that wall right there and your head hits that, that brick? And she just kind of looked at me. I was like, well, what would you do? And I just kind of like, and I wasn't trying to physically threaten her, but I was trying to drive the point home.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do? What can you do? You can't
Nothing.
do shit. I could do whatever I want to you right now. You're at my whim. Now, that's not to say there won't be consequences
Yeah.
for me if I did something, if I were a bad guy, but your situation would not be improved by that.
Now my
You know,
question is, what does she think? What was she hoping to gain by doing that?
she said she was really angry because of what's going on at the hotel next door.
Yeah, I heard you
Um,
talk about that. Yeah.
yeah, she said she was really angry because of that, and that she was feeling uppity. I mean, I don't remember the exact word she used, but she said she was angry and she was feeling like aggressive and she wanted to rage. And I said, I get that, but you might want to kind of think that through better next time because if I were a bad guy, I don't think you can stop me.
Yeah.
I don't think. And now, what if my kid was one too? I don't think there's much you can do.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, I was like, listen, this is for your own safety too. In addition, I could record you and put you on the internet because you just did this, this
Yeah.
uncool stuff, and she was all, we got cool by the end of it. I think I kind of feel that she became humbled because she understood that she was in a precarious situation that one, I could have fucked her up if I were a bad guy, right? And two, I could have filmed her and fucked her up in other ways, if I were a bad guy, But I didn't want to do that, like I, I'm not. I didn't like what she did, but I don't think it's worth ruining someone's life over, you know.
Yeah.
Um, it's just it, it happens, And she kind of chilled once I
Once you.
kind of was like, how do I know you're in this building? She's like, I don't know if you're in this building. I don't know if you're in this building. So what's up? I don't have to
Yeah, it
tell you
wasn't
who I
like
am, right?
she didn't provide any ID or anything
You
either,
know,
So
I don't have to
I
identify myself,
but I did like that. I like how you handled it because I was like, thankfully, well, see, that's the thing. We're over in me and my wife. We're in Midwood. We are probably a handful of chocolate faces.
mm,
But
you
I
would have to
noticed,
be even more careful because this they could call the cops,
yeah,
and I mean, it could happen to me too, but I could kind of be like, I could be like, "What's going on, guys?" And rock on, brother. And you know what I'm
mhm.
saying.
Well, I noticed one of the things too that happened, especially like in light of George Floyd, everything that's happened,
Mm,
they go out of their way to talk to us now, which is before they didn't. They'll
mm.
like, people, they'll be like, we'll just be walking, they'll be like, Black Lives Matter. And we're like, oh, okay, didn't ask you. But yeah, it is funny because like, since I'm working from home now,
Right.
I like before I was going, like I would walk in the mornings, just to get out, get some exercise, like be like 6, 7 in the morning. And they're out on the street and like this is a primarily like Hasidic Jewish neighborhood. So they're always
Mm.
out. Like before, they would cross the street, grab the children and run everything. Now they're like, hey, how are you today? Are you doing okay? I'm like, okay, interesting, interesting. Okay.
You know,
So instead of reacting, so like once I saw your story, I was like, instead of, I guess the tendency is maybe to act harshly. You
oh,
turn
they're
it into a
going the.
teachable. Yeah, like what the hell are you in my face? Like just turn it into a teachable moment. You don't have to whip out your phone and throw them one line and shame them. Be like, listen,
Mm,
why do you feel this way? What's up? So I
yeah.
liked it because I learned from. I was like, you know what? I mean, thankfully, we always hear like people acting up in stores or doing something crazy, you know, but thankfully
Yeah.
that's never happened over here to us. So I was like, but if it did happen, then I'll be like, before we go and get into a shouting match with them, just try and get to the root of
You
it.
know, and also they're going to play a factor in that too, because had she kept that level of energy high, then I
Hmm.
would have definitely reached for my phone. You know, so her reaction once confronted, had to do with it, because had she stayed, like being pushy and aggressive and stuff, then maybe I would have gotten mad and then I would have taken out
Hmm.
my phone. So some situations they don't back down and
Yeah.
they keep coming at you. Then it's like, you know what? Okay, let's do this then. You know,
And I
um,
will say, you keep a level head, because who's the guy on your page? Oh man, is it Daniel?
probably Erskine.
Yes. Hell, I was like, wow, that's. But I will say, because
Yeah,
I know people who have similar beliefs or feelings like that, and they always wind up getting deleted. I was like, at least you'll hear him out before you at
I
least are fair in that way. I will say, like, you'll hear him out, you'll listen.
yeah. Well, some people have told me that they question my position because I associate with people like that. You
That
know,
they
Th-
exist. You can't ignore them.
right? I mean, hey, look, how else are you gonna tame the devil if you don't speak to the devil,
Yeah.
engage with the devil? And I'm not calling these people devils. I'm just using it as an analogy. The demons.
Yeah.
I'd rather know what you're thinking, talk to you, rather than block you out and not have any idea of what's going on. You know, um, and these are people I knew from when I used to write for right wing publications,
Hmm.
and I've never met Daniel in person, but a lot of those other guys, when I went to West Virginia to speak at a rally, I met a lot of them, and they were very hospitable to me, man. We made jokes and stuff. Like we went to a Mexican restaurant to eat, and one of the guys says, "We're here because of you, right, Angel?" Like, you know, like, you know. I thought that shit was funny. To me, it was.
Yeah.
There was no malice to it. He was just being funny, you know. Um, and we're just joking around with each other. I don't remember. I made some joke about him. I can't. I caught him with a white joke. I can't remember the exact one I got him with, but he made something, and then he left a real nice opening for me, and I caught him right there. But just messing around. So I don't agree with politics. A lot of these
Hmm.
guys' politics, but I don't think they're bad people. I just think we have disagreements
Yeah.
on politics. You know,
Okay.
um,
Now, have you seen that neighbor since then?
nah,
Okay.
nah, I haven't seen her. And I had never seen her before that. That's
And
why I
never saw
was.
her again.
That's why I was like, why are you gonna come out here, bring this negativity into my life, put me in this alerted state of anxiety? I never see you, you never see me, and now you got me anxious.
And then you're out
Yeah.
there with your son. It's like, yo, we just chilling.
Just waiting for my wife to help her. Why? What the fuck? She's like, well, I saw people coming up here and pissing, and look, I'm in flip flops. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, I'm in flip flops. Do I look like, you know? And that's kind of when I thought, let me bring a little dose of reality into her life.
Okay.
And I came. She was standing here, so I walked right over to her, again to impose
Yeah.
just to let her feel my body near her, not too close, right? But I wanted her to see that if I were to attack you, you get a good look at me up close, see what you're dealing with. Why would you put yourself in that situation? You know, why would you
Yeah.
go and come out here it's the back of the building, right, where the garage is. There's a camera there, but it's not like it's being monitored all the time. And
Hmm.
if I start to choke you, you can't scream. You won't be able to scream. I'll put you to sleep in like 6 seconds. 6 seconds is all I need to put you out like a light. Why would you put yourself in that kind of danger?
And you said you
You know?
guys have a doorman too, right? So she didn't like.
Yeah. The doorman, she could have just went and said, there's some guys over here. Let him know. He could have came over and, oh no, that's Angel, and saved the whole thing. I would have noticed, but I wouldn't make a big fuss out of it because, hey, you know what? I get it. Two men hanging out in the back. You don't know them. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. That's also kind of the reason I didn't flip out on her because I understand. But the way she came at us is what irked me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Who are you? What are you doing? I just looked at her like, word? It's like that, Shit, man.
Okay.
People be tripping, man. Part
So
of me kind of feels like I should have recorded it so I could become famous, but
I'm sure there'll be more before all of this is over. I'm sure there'll be more opportunities because it seems like every day it's always something's going on. So
yeah,
who
man.
knows?
Crazy out there, man. But
Yeah. So are
thank
you're working from home still, or
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I go in the office to check the servers and stuff, but I don't have to go in there. I've been working primarily from home.
Okay. Do
I
you
just go
prefer it
in.
or?
Um, I'm good either way. You
Okay.
know, I work close enough to home that it doesn't really the commute is nothing. It's like a 2-minute walk.
Oh, okay.
So, and I mean, from a working perspective, my work desk is more comfortable. I feel a
Yeah.
little more comfortable at my work desk, but it's nice to kind of just get up and just stay in your sleeping clothes and do what you got to do, just from home. That's nice too, you know. But I'm good either way,
Okay.
and I get to be home with my dog more, so that's nice, So, so you still at DB
Yeah, I'm hanging
or
in there. Hanging in there. They said the contract will.
You are listening to the NYC Talking podcast. Please like NYC Talking on Facebook. Please follow Angel R Talk on Twitter and Instagram. www.nyctalking.com. We are NYC Talking, the realest lifestyle blog ever. Thanks for listening.
The city of New York, Boricua from the Bronx.